Hi viewers, welcome to Sri Bharathi Technologies YouTube channel. I am Bharathi. So in today class I am explaining about how to prepare GST with GST debit note and credit notes in Tally Prime. How to view the reports. What is debit note and credit note I am explaining now. Do you want to learn Tally Prime course in Telugu means that this all Tally Prime course videos it is available in Telugu language also. That Telugu channel video link I am updating in a description. If you want to learn this course in Telugu means in a description I am updating a link, channel link. You can click that one and you can learn in Telugu also. So Tally Prime, GST, TDS, all accounting videos it is available in that channel ma. That channel name is She Tally Tutorials in Telugu. So in in that channel it's available in Telugu videos. When I am uploading this video in YouTube, on that time this video description I am giving a link. If you want to learn Tally Prime and accounting and GST in Telugu means you can click the link and learn ma. Please subscribe the channel and like the videos and share the videos. In today class, I am explaining about how to prepare debit note and credit notes. Ma. Already we know, so why we are preparing debit note and credit note? Actually, on the time of purchase returns, we are preparing debit notes. On the time of sales return, we are preparing credit note vouchers. So commonly we are doing. Already we know this one. In last classes, we are discussed about this one. Under GST also, compulsory we want to no, when we are getting returns and also other sometimes we are preparing debit note and credit notes. So when we want to prepare debit note and credit notes, we are discussing today. I am sharing a screen. See, what is debit note and credit note and revised invoice? How to revise already issued invoices under GST? First of all, credit note. Credit note means when we are preparing. So we are selling goods to customers. So they are giving return for us. When sales return it is arising, on that time we are preparing actually credit note. But some other times also we are preparing credit notes. When credit note is a document that is issued by a registered person under section 34 subsection 1 of CGST Act 2017. When supplies are returned or found deficient or decrease in taxable value or GST charged in invoice, the tax liability of the supplier will reduce as and when the credit note is issued by the registered person. So not only that returns, so in sales invoice we done any mistakes, we want to correct the invoice values. On that time also we are preparing credit note. Okay, so we are any that values, that invoice values less some less values we are updated in invoice that tax rate we are updated wrongly, amount we are updated wrongly. On that time also we want to correct that invoice values. Already I prepared the invoice, I issued to customer. After some time we are finding what we done in a invoice, it is mistakes. And that time we want to correct that invoice values. And that time also we are preparing credit notes. We want to balance the values. We want to correct the invoice, and that time we are issuing the credit notes. That is only here they are mentioned. Issue of credit note. Supplier who has supplied goods and services are both shall issue a credit note to the recipient in the following cases. When the value declared in the invoice is more than the value of the actual goods and services. In a invoice, what values we are declared, that is more than the value of the actual goods and services. By mistakenly we are updated more than the values. We want to correct that mistake, and that time we are issuing credit note. The tax amount of GST is charged at a higher rate than the applicable rate for the kind of goods and services. The recipient received less quantity than mentioned in the tax invoice. The recipient returned the goods supplied to him or her. Services are found to be deficient by the recipient. In these cases, we are preparing credit note. Okay. So credit note under GST. Credit note cannot be issued with GST on account of recognition of prices after supply. If prices are reducted. In this case, credit note can be issued without showing GST. This credit note will not be required to be filed with monthly return. Credit note for bad debts cannot be issued with GST. Credit note cannot be issued with GST in respect of B2C supply, as the tax invoice does not have the GSTN of the buyer. So this is the main information we have. Credit note includes the supplementary invoice. If credit note is issued, it should be furnished in GSTR1 for the month in which it is to be issued. The details will be auto-populated in GSTR2 of the recipient, after which is to be accepted by him or her and submit in his or her GSTR2. A supplier will only be allowed to reduce the tax liability if the recipient accepts the credit note details in his GSTR2. This is regarding about return. So when we are preparing credit note, do you understand it is enough? Next we can see debit note. When we are preparing debit note, we are purchased goods from supplier. We are giving returns to supplier. And that time when purchase returns are arising, on that time we are preparing debit note actually. In some other cases also we are preparing debit note, we will see. Debit note is a document issued by a supplier under section 34 subsection 3 of the CGST Act 2017. When there is a need of increase in taxable value or increase in GST charged in invoice, the tax liability of the supplier will increase as and when the debit note is issued by the supplier. It is to be noted that a debit note can be issued by the recipient also when the goods are returned or damaged in transit. But under GST, only supplier can issue the debit note. Issue of debit note when we are issuing. The person who supplies the goods shall issue a debit note in the following cases. When the value of invoices is less than the actual value of goods or services. When the taxable amount or GST charged is at a lower rate than what is applicable for such goods or services. So in a purchase invoice, any values we mistakenly are updated wrongly, we want to correct invoice values on that time. When we are giving purchase returns, on that time we are preparing debit note. So this is the debit note when we are issuing. Now already we are prepared purchase and sales invoices in a tally frame. Already we know. Now how to record this debit note and credit note in tally frame, we want to learn more. So now we can we can go to tally frame. See, already we are created company. We are updated some purchase invoices and sales invoices also. We want to view the purchase invoices, means we can go to day book. See, we are purchasing from Raj Infotech, no? See, antivirus software series we are purchasing from Raj Infotech on 1st July date, ma. GST also we are calculated. Purchase invoice we are prepared already. Before that, I explained how to prepare this one also. Now we are purchasing 10 numbers of antivirus software series from Raj Infotech, ma. So on 31st July, so we are giving returns for, purchase returns. So 2 numbers of series I am giving return to Raj Infotech. That is purchase returns. How to record that purchase returns? Now we can go to here, vouchers. Date you can change it first of all, ma. Which date you are giving return? 31st to July. Now in a button bar, see, you can select it other vouchers, ma. Here see under inventory voucher, under accounting voucher also, it is showing debit note and credit note. It is not showing means you can click show inactive, ma. See, already we have, you can select it now debit note, ma. Debit note means purchase returns we want to record. You are giving return to whom? Raj Infotech. You are giving return to Raj Infotech. What is the name of item you are giving return? Antivirus software series. Go down, you can select it. Which go down do you have stock? Bangalore go down. Two numbers I am giving return now. And the time of we are preparing sales invoice, no? And that we are sold for what price, that amount rate we want to record here. 800 automatically it is showing. Enter, ma. GST purchase, enter. Now that tax rate also we want to record here. SGST and CGST. Okay, this is the process of debit note. So when we are preparing, so
and they give GST and CGST.
Yes. See, when we are preparing purchase invoice, on the time we are calculated tax, no, that is taxable invoice, no, ma. When we are giving return, and the time also this tax we want to calculate, ma. Now here it is showing provide GST details, yes, ma. Reason for issuing note, it is asking why you are issuing note. So you are giving post sale discount or connection in invoice. We are giving return actually, others I am selecting. When we are providing debit, see, we are giving returns goods to supplier, ma. We are giving purchase returns, and the time we are issuing debit note, our supplier want to be issue a credit note, ma. So that credit note number, when they are issuing, that date you want to enter here. Enter. Now you want to record here against reference, ma. Against reference. So 3 bills on the name of Raj Infotech, 3 bills we are having. Which bill againstly you are giving returns, you want to select it. Enter. Now you can save it. This like we are issuing debit notes. Now credit note, how to prepare credit note. We are sold goods, no? Once I am going to day book. Date I am changing. We are sold goods to Rajubra and Sons, no? Yeah, we are sold goods to Rajubra and Sons. 5 CDs we sold actually on 1st July. For example, 2 numbers we are receiving return, sales return. How to prepare that sales return in a tally? Go to voucher, other vouchers. You can select it credit note here, credit note. All sales return we are updating under credit note. So Rajubra and Sons, we are receiving that sales return to sales returns from Rajubra and Sons. What item you are receiving? CDs. How many you are receiving? Go down also we want to select it, no? 2 numbers I am receiving. On the time of sales, how much price we are updated, that price Same thing we want to update here. Enter sales, enter. Now tax rate also we want to calculate. On the time of sales, we are issued a GST tax invoice. That's why now on the time of returns also we want to update the tax rates. Enter ma. Provide GST details. Yes. So reason for issuing a note. This is sales return. Buyer's debit note number. On the time of sales return, our customers, they are issuing for us debit note. We are issuing for credit note. For example, that your suppliers, they are issued debit note, means that debit note number, debit note date you want to update here. Enter. Now against reference, enter. You can save it. Okay. This like we are updating debit note and credit notes under GST. Do you want to display the reports? See, go to display more reports. So here you want to select GST reports. GSTR1 period I am changing. GSTR1 means sales return. Enter ma. See here, automatically it is minus and no credit note, debit note values. Okay, and the time of we are sold goods, our invoice value and taxable value, it is increased. When we are receiving returns, automatically that value is minus. Total taxable amount also it is minus. Tax amount also it is minus. Invoice amount also it is showing minus. Automatically it is affecting to book of accounts. Enter. See, this is our so that credit note we are prepared. No, that is it is showing clearly. See. So that purchases also automatically once we are prepared invoice means automatically it is affecting into GST reports. Oh, okay, ma. See here. So this is purchase value. How much we purchased? Automatically that debit note we are prepared to purchase return. No, that return value automatically it is minus. Okay, so we are preparing GST purchase and sales invoices in our organization means when we are getting returns on the time compulsory we want to prepare a credit note and debit note. So once we are updated credit note and debit note in a tally file, automatically it is affecting into reports also. Automatically that values it is minusing.
Okay.
So you understood this one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.